Alright, I am back at LAX, and this time, I'm going to London. What? Alright, made it to London. Actually had a pretty good flight, slept most of the time, so I'm feeling pretty decent, not too tired. I'm going to rest for a little bit, but it's getting close to 3 o'clock. Sunset's super early here, 4:30 here in London at this time of the year, and I'm already starting to get some of that magic hour glow, so I'm going to rest for a little bit, and then I'm going to hit the town and see what kind of photography I can do. So for my first night here in London, I've come down to the Thames River and across from Westminster Abbey and the classic Big Ben Tower. Unfortunately, it looks like Big Ben and Westminster Abbey is under some construction at the moment, but it turned out to be a pretty beautiful sunset, nice pinks and peaches. So I'm trying to take advantage of that as much as I can. See if we get any good shots. So it's pretty crowded out here, so it's tough to get some good shots. There's lots of other tourists running around trying to get shots of the eye and Big Ben and everything. So you really gotta fight for space out here. So I'm out here at Piccadilly Circus. You probably have seen this many times in movies and whatever. It's crowded as always. I'm gonna see if I can set up a time lapse and capture some of the craziness. Alright, so I'm set up here in this kind of split in the road. I've got my A7 set up here, low tripod, so I can kind of get this great view up of the scene. I'm using the Sony Play Memories time-lapse app just to make it a little bit easier. Running about let's see, 1/15 of a second and f/6.3. It'll run for about 10 minutes and it'll give me about 10 seconds of time-lapse video. See how it turns out. So I'm up here well before dawn. It's like 35 degrees right now. Certainly November in England. But I'm out here at the London Bridge, and I'm trying to find myself a composition to take some shots of the Tower Bridge. The sun should hopefully be coming up right behind it this morning. Serendipity, baby. Serendipity. So I'm out here with my 70 to 200 lens because I want to get really tight in on the Tower Bridge as the sun is coming up, so that that's going to be my main subject, the two towers sitting there. Hopefully the sun's going to come up right between them, so as soon as it breaks the horizon I should get some really nice shots of the sun. I'm going to probably go with a really high aperture so I get those sun streaks coming out of it, which means that I need to have a really slow shutter speed, which will be good because then I'll get some smoothness out of the water. It's going to be good shots. The sun has come up, so I'm off the tripod now, running, gunning it. I'm really hoping to get the sun coming up right behind the London Tower. I'm all done with the Tower Bridge and managed to get myself some breakfast. Slowly warming up this morning. My hands are all but numb. But now I'm waiting for the Borough Market to open up, which is this cute little market in the area here that I love to go to. While I'm waiting, I'm going to do some street photography, and I'm taking inspiration this morning from a photographer that I follow on Instagram called 6 Under. And he does these great shots in England, kind of taking the urban landscape and the shadows cast by the buildings and bridges and everything to frame his shots. I love his stuff, so I'm gonna see what I can do while I'm waiting. Let's see what happens. So I'm down here at St. Paul's Cathedral. I'm down to my last few hours in my trip to London. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much of a chance to do my photography this time around. I actually was busy working most of the time. So fancy that, on a work trip. So in the last little bit of time that I have, I've come down to St. Paul's Cathedral because it's nice and pretty and lit up at night. And so I'm going to get some shots of St. Paul's, and there's also this pedestrian bridge that's just down the way from that, so it's got some interesting kind of sight lines that I'm going to see if I can line up with the cathedral in the background and do something interesting with that. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. Let's go. comes to a close and all done here with London. Time to head to the airport and get myself home and start processing some of the photos and find out if we got anything good.